welcome to all of you. I request past President Rotarian Dr. Ravi Verma, Sergeant at Arms, to call the President. Thank you. I now request Anne Dr. Lata Parameshwar to render the invocation song.
This meeting of Rotary Club of Madras East is called to order.
बुध गीता जयति जयति भारत माता बुध गीता जयति जयति भारत माता बुध गीता निखिल मतावन निरता सौजन सहिता निखिल मतावन निरता नत जन सुहिता जयति 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 सकल जीव समता साधु साधु विधिता सकल जीव समता साधु साधु विधिता सकल जीव समता साधु साधु विधिता अखिल लोक पतिता परमानंद समुदिता जयति जयति जयति.
Thank you. That's a beautiful beginning to a beautiful evening. I now request President Rotarian Ramakumar to address the gathering.
Good evening all. Respected Dr. P.B. Sivaraman, Chairman Curie Hospital. Respected Dr. Thangarajan Rajkumar, Professor and Head of the Department of Molecular Oncology, Adayar Cancer Institute. Mrs. Lakshmi Durai, daughter of Dr. KV Thiruvengadam. Distinguished dignitaries and invitees, Rotary District officials, well-wishers of RCME, members and press from and media, visiting Rotarians, my dear RCMEans, aunts and annettes. A very warm welcome to you all for our prestigious Dr. KV Thiruvengadam Award. Professor Dr. KV Thiruvengadam sir is our honorary member for the past so many years until his demise. Rotary Club of Madras East is proud and happy to have constituted this prestigious award in the name of Dr. KV Thiruvengadam, and he has permitted us not only to use his name but also guided us at every step. We confer this prestigious award on a deserving candidate who has done yeoman service to the community in the field of medicine. When we heard the services of Dr. Rajkumar and Dr. Sridevi, we felt that they are the suitable persons for this award. Our jury has unanimously selected them for this award. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you very much for accepting this prestigious award. You are one of the perfect person for this award. Dr. Sridevi could not be able to make it to the occasion today as she has already prefixed program to trek at Himalayas. Ma'am, we wish you a happy, enjoyable and safe trip. A very warm welcome to you again. Today we have Dr. P.B. Sivaraman sir, Chairman Curie Hospital amongst us as chief guest for this occasion. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Your presence has glorified this occasion. Thank you very much for accepting to be the chief guest today. Dr. Aravindan Selvaraj is one of our prestigious members, Executive Director, Kaveri Hospitals. Needless to say, a prestigious hospital which has saved so many lives. Rotarian Dr. Aravindan has voluntarily come forward to support this event year after year. Thank you very much, Doctor. I welcome members of the press and media who have given good coverage about good works done by RCME. I also welcome distinguished dignitaries, invitees, Rotary district officials, well-wishers of RCME, visiting Rotarians, RCMEans, aunts and aunts for this happy occasion. Rotary Club of Madras East is one of the respected and prestigious clubs in Chennai, chartered in the year 1985. Service above self is the motto of Rotary International. We at RCME follow it to the core. Today, with more than 180 members, it is the second largest club in the district in terms of contributions to Rotary International or in terms of service. We have very good committed members who come forward voluntarily for all the activities. RCME has always endured to take up impactful projects for the cause of humanity, be it in health, vocation, community development or environment for the past 37 years. So far, we have done projects worth of 60 crores. Our projects have impacted more than 1 lakh lives. We at RCME look forward to continuation of good and sustainable projects year after year. Just to touch upon some of our sustainable projects, Annai Satyanagar, a slum in the heart of Chennai, has been totally made into a good residential locality. We have provided infrastructure and also worked with them in providing vocational training and employment to them. Winners Bakery. This project has been regarded as one of the noteworthy projects by Rotary International. This has been made with the participation of Greater Chennai Corporation and Hot Breads. Here we train the students in baking course, and so far we have achieved 100% placement of the students. Uniqueness of this project is the produce is sold through the outlet and at the premises, and the profits are again plowed back and used for all corporation school children. A project called Wings to Fly we do for the corporation school children every year. We have two community colleges, one in Alvarpet and another one in Thoraipakam, wherein we run courses like nurses training, again with the help of Kaveri Hospitals, Dr. Arvindan, lab technician, accounting, soft skills, plumbing, tailoring, BPO operations. All these courses are offered free. Apart from the training, we also help them in placements. For all the courses, we have industry partners. Tiny Hearts. In partnership with Apollo Hospitals, heart surgery to the infants. So far we have done more than 500 surgeries free of cost. Project Drishti, helping blind people to overcome the disability through smart vision glasses with artificial intelligence. Cataract surgeries. Project Shakti, again identification and prevention of breast cancer and cervical cancer. This we are doing with a budget of about 85 lakh rupees in Stedford Hospital. This year we are planning to do that. Apart from the above, we have donated a cancer screening bus to an NGO called Pennalam. This project has been regarded as one of the best projects featured from India by Rotary International during their centennial year. Blood donation bus is functional in Rotary Blood Bank at VHS campus. Oxygen plants have been installed at Rajiv Gandhi Government Hospital and Police Hospital, inaugurated through the hands of our Health Minister, Thiruma Subramaniam. Project Orange, hybrid vision centers for combating avoidable blindness. We have done about 8 centers, which will impact 5 lakh population annually. E-Shala, providing smart classrooms. So far we have done more than 200 classrooms in various schools run by Ramakrishna Math and Vivekananda Vidyalaya schools. Upgradation of school infrastructure done for about 25 schools with the help of Cognizant Foundation. Providing lab facilities in Seragu Montessori School near Avadi, where children from nomadic communities and lesser privileged are taught in one of the best curriculums. This we are doing with the budget of about 35 lakhs this year through our Global Grants project. Under environment, we have restored a big lake of about more than 150 acres near Tambaram. Under youth services, we have 6 schools and 1 college where we impart leadership skills to the youth from young age through various programs called Railas and other things. All these projects we are able to do with the participation of all our members and contributions from CSR partners and our own members. Our club has had the singular honor of having international visiting dignitaries, the President of India, the Prime Minister of India, Several central and state ministers of India and Tamil Nadu participate in our activities and motivated us. Today, we once again feel humbled and honored with the presence of such eminent dignitaries. With these few words, I welcome all of you once again. Thank you very much once again, sir, for having given us this time amidst your busy schedules. We are truly honored with all your presence. Thank you.
Thank you, President. I now request past President Rotarian P.L. Chidambaram to hand over the bouquet to Dr. V.P. Shivaraman. I now request past President Rotarian R. Venkatakrishnan to hand over the bouquet to Dr. Rajkumar. We acknowledge the presence of Mrs. Lakshmi, daughter of KVT, and your presence means a lot to us, ma'am. I now request Secretary Rotarian Prabhuram to hand over the bouquet to Dr. Aravindan. I now request Chairperson for Dr. KVT Award, Rotarian Praneshwari, to say a few words of this prestigious award.
Good evening, everyone. Our respected chief guest, Dr. P.B. Sivaraman, our respected awardee, Dr. T. Rajkumar, ma'am, Dr. Sridevi is not present, and Dr. Arvindan from Kaveri Hospital, and fellow Rotarians. Thank you all for joining us today on this momentous occasion. Rotary Club of Madras East, RI District 3232, in association with Kaveri Hospitals, has been hosting the prestigious Dr. K.V. Thiruvengadam Award for Healthcare every year since 2006. The award is instituted by the club in honor of the eminent physician, Padma Shri Dr. K.V. Thiruvengadam, who was an honorary member of the club. Dr. K.V. Thiruvengadam, MD, FRCP, FCCP, USA, was conferred the Padma Shri Award in the year 1981 and the B.C. Roy National Award for Eminent Medical Teacher in the year 1971. The Dr. KVT Award is presented to eminent personalities who excel in their medical profession, maintaining impeccable standards and with a sense of abundant social commitment, recognizing individuals who have done outstanding services to all sections of society, especially the needy and underprivileged, in the delivery of quality and affordable healthcare services. Every year, this award is presented in the month of October to coincide with Dr. K.V. Thiruvengadam's birthday. Some of the awardees include Sri D.K. Srinivasan, founder, Hindu Mission Hospital, Dr. P.K. Bhaskar, founder, Bhaskar Dental Association, Dr. S.S. Badrinath, Chairman Emeritus, Shankara Netralaya, and Mrs. Shanti Ranganathan, founder, T.T. Ranganathan Clinical Research Foundation, to name a few. We now request your kind attention to the screen, where we'll be screening a short presentation of the Dr. KVT Award held since 2006. Thank you.
Thank you. So even before I call Rotarian Raghuram to introduce our awardee for today, I'm going to read out a poem written by Rotarian V. Ramash, fondly called VAR. I'm going to read out in Tamil. He's written it in Tamil. I'm also going to give you the translation of that. This is for the awardee, Dr. Thangarajan Rajkumar sir. Tarumun manam kollum ஆனந்தம் உண்டு, அதை பெருமுன் நன்றி வளர் ஆரம்பம் உண்டு. சிறுமுன் உயர்ந்தோங்கும் பெருமனம் போலே வருமுன் காப்பதென வைத்தியத்தில் முதல் விதி உண்டு. The translation is, even before donating, one gets satisfaction. Even before receiving it, there's a deluge of gratitude. Even before small minds, large-heartedness is recognized. On similar lines in medicine, prevention is better than arriving at a cure. Thank you, Var. I now request Rotarian Raghuram to introduce Dr. Thangarajan Rajkumar.
Thank you, President. Respected members on the dais, my dear Rotarians, friends, guests, members of the press. After such a lovely erudite poem, this introduction is actually moot. It summarizes in many ways what the individual is really all about. Dr. Thangarajan Rajkumar, Professor and Head of Molecular Oncology at the Cancer Institute, completed his medicine and postgraduate at the Madras Medical College and also completed his PhD from the Royal Postgraduate School, the University of London in 1991. He, along the way, has won numerous accolades, numerous awards. I usually like to talk extempore, and when I received this CV, it took me quite a lot of time just to assimilate what it was. So I tried an honest and sincere attempt of trying to paraphrase and summarize what it was. But his list of awards and accolades go on and on, some of which include, of course, he's the best outgoing student. He received the Dr. Shalke Award for the best postgraduate in medicine. He was also the fellow of the National Academy of Medical Sciences, and also he was conferred the best doctor from the MGR University. But the Commonwealth Scholarship Award during his PhD was actually what catapulted him from just being a mere clinical technician to a visionary oncologist, researcher, and path-breaking medical in the medical field. Closer home, he was also the recipient of this year's Champions of Chennai Award. One of the points raised, or one of the things in that poem, was detection before you can actually cure. So he's actually been at the forefront of almost filing more than 5 breakthrough patents in the field of cancer detection and before even the cure. And one of those is in a very advanced stage of collaboration with HLL. He's also started the hereditary oncology clinic at the Cancer Institute, one of the first in the country. It is but natural that a person of such repute, such dedication, also provides leadership and vision to many institutions, many research groups and committees. Now, of many of those, the key ones are the Scientific Advisory Committee for the Departments of Health, Departments of Biotechnology and Nanotechnology from the Government of India. This enables him to actually transfer his expertise and his know-how to the larger community. In spite of all of these achievements, he still devotes a lot of time to postgraduate students, postdoctoral students, reviewing journals, reviewing papers, and educating the larger community in medicine, something that we all at Rotary are, can really relate to. This was just a preview of this great individual, something like a starter, of an elaborate menu that's curated today. Speaking of which, he's actually also a foodie and, loves to dish out some lovely barbecue with his air fryer. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. T. Rajkumar.
Thank you. I now request past President Rotarian Dr. Ravi Verma to read the citation of Dr. D. Rajkumar. The citation has been shared with you on the info WhatsApp group with all the members. It will also be scrolling on the screen here for your reference.
Thank you, Ann Rekha. Good evening, all. I don't have the luxury of going at extempore because the citation is to be read verbatim, and this is prepared by our past president, P. Ramakrishnan, so I'm reading it thus. Test of a soul's toughness is in willingly taking the path that looks winding, tortuous, and dark, to cross the shaky bridge and arrive only to see people packing up, looking up for greener pastures. Stepping out of one's comfort zone is sheer bravado, and leaving a successful career in clinical medicine to do research audaciously brazen. Dr. Thangarajan Rajkumar was precocious, which was known even during his MBBS days. While students barely learnt their lessons, he would spend his summer vacation doing preparatory work for the next academic year. He set a scorching pace and left a blazing trail all through his student years, leaving his peers with the realization that competing with him would be numbingly exhausting. Staying besides and appreciating his intensity would be exhilarating. Not many profession offers the chance to be able to impact humanity in the pursuance of one's career. Medical profession is uniquely endowed with that gift. Dr. Rajkumar was intensely aware of that offer and venerated the engagement with his patients. His munificence was apparent already during his days as an intern at state-run hospital. A patient's life was lost in the least because of mediocre care by senior doctors. A distraught Dr. Rajkumar, still a young intern earning a trifling stipend, had held the poor family through the maze of hospital procedure, even extending money for the last rites. He didn't just commit himself to medical excellence, but valued humanity above the transactional nature of engagement. He moved to cancer research and over the next several years engaged in extensive work on the frontiers of cancer development, growth factor receptors, genes in drug resistance, radio responsiveness, and other cutting-edge phenomena that impact the development of the disease as well as combating tools in its cure. It is the refrain of the clinical medical practitioner that the loss was the gain of research fraternity. Dr. Rajkumar epitomizes Edison's philosophy that genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. In his 60s, he delights in the joy of learning usually found in someone 16. He rewards hard work with yet harder work, setting for himself a tough target and moving it further every time the goal seems within grasp. Currently, the head of molecular oncology at Cancer Institute, Adyar, he is highly decorated with awards and accolades. The recognition that we will bestow on him is modest, yet captures the moment in that it memorializes the mentor exemplar, Dr. KV Thiruvengadam, who is the inspiration to committed clinicians. Rotary Club of Madras East, partnering with Kaveri Hospital, deems it a privilege to present the prestigious Dr. KV Thiruvengadam Award for Healthcare 2022 to Dr. Thangarajan Rajkumar this day, the 19th of October 2022, signed Rotarian TV Ramkumar, President RCME, Rotarian Dr. Arvindan Selvaraj, Executive Director, Kaveri Hospitals. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ravi. Here's the moment, ladies and gentlemen. I now request our chief guest, Dr. P.B. Shivaraman, sir, to hand over the award to our awardee, Dr. T. Rajkumar. Thank you. I now request Dr. T. Rajkumar to address the gathering.
Good evening, everyone. At the outset, I'd like to thank Rotarian Ramakumar, Rotarian Dr. Aravindan, Rotarian Prabhuram, Rotarian Sujata, Rotarian Praneshwari, members of the Rotary Club of Madras East, jurors for the award, friends and colleagues. I am extremely humbled by the citation and by the honor which has been bestowed on me. It's an honor for me to accept this award on behalf of my department. Whatever has been said is not just an individual's work. Maybe during the undergraduation and post-graduation, I depended upon my teachers, but during the course of research, it was always the departmental staff. Initially, when we started our department, I was looking at having more hands so that we could do more. But as we grew and as we had more of my doctoral students finishing, going abroad and then coming back and joining us, I actually realized that now I had become something like a Ravana. I have more number of heads, more number of hands, which can actually do the work. And in fact, I do less work than them. It's deeply touching to be recognized by the august members here, the jurors, and my friends, because I think the friends must have given the anecdotal incident in Madras Medical College when we had one of the poor patients' son, where we had to help him out. And it was not just me, there was another of my colleague at that time, Dr. Ranjan David. So both of us helped him out. But more importantly, it also showed us the darker side of, I should say, greed, which was extremely disheartening and demoralizing at that time. But then, as things go, you learn to get over it, as well as also try to see how best you can do something more. When I joined the Cancer Institute to do my DM in medical oncology in 1986, I finished it, and I was at that time joined by the institute as a faculty member. And Dr. Krishnamurthy, who was the founder along with his mother, Dr. Muthulakshmi Reddy, we had a conversation on one of the occasions wherein I was extolling him, telling him that, is it all right if I were to practice? What he said at that time had a far-reaching impact. He said, yes, you can. As a clinician, you would be able to help maybe in thousands, maybe a lakh. But as a researcher, you would get to more than 1 million people benefiting out of it. And he gave the example of penicillin. And that actually was a very, I should say, a turning point, because you realize that something better can be done rather than merely doing the mundane. I'm not saying mundane is bad, but you really need to cross that. And I felt that we need to do something, and I was fortunate to get the Commonwealth Scholarship, without which I wouldn't have been able to get into my research career. And as already pointed out, all the achievements in the department is all because of teamwork. And I really need to again emphasize the support provided by Dr. Krishnamurthy and Dr. Shanta in the early days when we had to set up the Department of Molecular Oncology from scratch. when I returned from UK in 94 November, Dr. Krishnamurthy said, "Tell me what you want to do." And I said, "This is what I need." Bear in mind, Cancer Institute is a voluntary charitable institution. And in that, he said, "I will not worry about the expenses." So we set up the department with all the required equipments in 1995 at a cost of 75 lakhs. I do not think any voluntary NGO setup would be willing to stake that amount of money on research which has a more abstract kind of a benefit if you look at it at that point. It takes a long time for these things to mature. And I'm happy that we are able to contribute, and we really hope that we will be able to get further on whatever we have achieved. And I'm sure that the team which is there in the department will be able to continue with the work which is being done. I once again thank you all for this honor, and I really feel humbled and honored to accept it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. This is not the first time I'm listening to you, and I think me and a couple of us who've listened to you earlier will agree with that. Your humility, I think, is far-reaching than all the other work that you've done. So thank you for being an inspiration, and thank you for being a role model, sir. Thank you. Moving on to the next thing in the agenda. Dr. Sridevi is not here. She's in Nepal doing an interesting trek. But before I call Rotarian Dr. Radimalar to introduce Dr. Sridevi, I'm going to read out a poem written by Var. Again in Tamil, and then I'll translate that in English. Thai vazhi peruvadu thalada pasameninum, kanivai mozhi taruvadu vaanongum pugareninum, kai vazhi varuvadu kaniyanum palaneninum, mudalai vazhi enbadu noyatra vaalvame. The translation is, even though you receive boundless affection from your mother, even though noble words give fame which can reach the skies, even though it is the seed which blooms into a fruit, the first rule to be followed is a healthy life. Thank you, Var. Such a beautiful poem. I now request Rotarian Dr. Radimalar to introduce our next awardee, Dr. V. Sridevi.
Good evening, everyone. It's my honor and privilege to be talking about Dr. Sridevi Velusamy, who is a current professor of surgical oncology and Cancer Institute, as in charge of gynecological cancer management. She did her schooling from St. Michael's Academy, Adyar, MBBS and MS from Madras Medical College, winning prizes and awards during her undergraduate days. On completion of MCH from Cancer Institute in April 2002, she has been continuing to work in the institute initially under Dr. V. Shanta and later holding independent charge of managing the gynecological cancer. The Tamil Nadu Doctor Medical University awarded her Professor R.N.R. Memorial Oration in 2008 and the Best Doctors Award in 2012. She has won international acclaim, winning the Youth Investigator Award in 20th Asia Pacific Cancer Conference in Japan 2009 and the Young Investigator Award in the 9th Asian Clinical Oncology Society in Gifu, Japan. She's also won the Best Paper in the 10th Asian Clinical Oncology Society meeting in Seoul 2012. Her primary commitment has always been towards patient, and she's been considered as one of the best clinicians in the institute by the patient and colleagues and by her students. She's been considered as a great teacher by the MCH and DM students of institutes. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause, even though she's not here, for a commendable service in the field of medicine. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Radimalar. I now request Dr. Sunita to read the citation of Dr. V. Sridevi. Now, similar to the ones receiving the award, the ones reading are a couple too and doctors.
Once again, the words of Rotarian P. Ram read thus. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others, said Mahatma Gandhi. Dr. V. Sridevi lost herself in the research on cancer only to discover herself in the service of her patients. Her missionary zeal to work to get to the bottom of the scourge and her passion to provide succor to those affected endears her to the cancer patients in ways not usually encountered. Dr. Sridevi, Professor of Surgical Oncology at Cancer Institute, Adyar, is revered for her stellar research work on breast and ovarian cancer, hereditary factors that impact the onslaught, targeted resequencing of genes, plasma biomarkers for diagnosis, identification of DNA variants, amongst many other critical areas. What sets Dr. Sridevi apart is her old school approach to Medicare, of simple devotion to the job on hand, needing to make the patient feel secure in the conviction that while a doctor is not God, she is indeed the chosen agent. Patients under her care have eulogized her approach as falling marginally short of mimicking what gods themselves do. They sing paeans to her commitment to human health, passion to specialize in advanced medical care, and above all, the touch that seems to make pain feel eminently manageable. The human mission in Medicare is a thought from the past. Medicine today is heavily reliant on clinical governance and protocols. These have resulted in patients being viewed as cohorts and groups when the management of specific health problems is done via an algorithm. We have become so process-driven, not through malice, but rather through a melange of well-meaning motives, that we have lost the sight of holistic approach to medicine that was once ingrained in every medical practitioner. Dr. Sridevi's invigorating persona, her warmth, innate friendly nature, approachability, strength and zeal to overcome most difficult of hurdles marks her as a true leader, one who could hold her patients, students, team, and peers in sway alike. Today, as doctors and other medical professionals are at the forefront of the planet's epic battle against a pandemic, where their expertise and prowess has been called into action so urgently to save humanity, we deeply recognize the critical roles they play in our lives. Wherever the art of medicine is loved, there is also a love of humanity, said Hippocrates. Dr. Sridevi epitomizes this maxim. In recognition of a commitment to healthcare with a human touch, Rotary Club of Madras East, in partnership with Kaveri Hospital, deems it a privilege to bestow this Dr. KV Thiruvengadam Award for Healthcare 2022 to Dr. V. Sridevi this day, the 19th of October 2022. Signed, Rotarian TV Ramakumar, President RCME, Rotarian Dr. Arvindan Selvaraj, Executive Director, Kaveri Hospital.
Thank you, and Dr. Sunita. I now request our chief guest, Dr. P.B. Shivaraman, sir, to hand over the award to Dr. V. Sridevi's husband, Dr. Thangarajan Rajkumar. Thank you, sir. Can we have the AV, the acceptance speech by Dr. Sridevi, please?
Good evening to all. It gives me great pleasure to accept this award along with my husband, Dr. Rajkumar, in the name of Dr. KVT, a very renowned physician of our times. We are both honored, humbled, and happy to receive this award, which we truly believe does not belong to both of us as individuals, but to the entire team with whom we work at the Cancer Institute. At this time, I would like to thank my parents and my aunt for instilling core values of honesty, dedication, and commitment, and introducing the concept of social service, which has helped me a lot so far in shaping my career. Gratefully remember and thank my teachers all through school, college, and thereafter, And I would especially like to mention two of them who greatly inspired me, Dr. N.S. Murali and Professor Gunasagaran. Thanks is also due to my family members, my brother, sister-in-law and niece, and my son Siddharth for their unconditional love and support. Our small group of friends, all doctors, who support us through thick and thin, need special mention. Dr. Shirley, Saranya, Ashok and Dr. Chandralekha. I really miss being with you all in this evening to receive the award personally, but I can assure you that the work for which you recognized us will go on with more vigor and determination. Thank you all once again.
Thank you. Mark of a true leader, putting the team ahead of everything. Thank you. I now request Rotarian Dr. Arvindan to say a few words, please.
Respected dignitaries, my dear Rotarians and Anants and their guests, a very good evening to you all. First of all, I thank our club, Rotary Club of Madras East, for continuing to give us the opportunity to support this one of the most prestigious awards of our club. Thank you. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank Rotarian Dr. M.S. Ravi, who passed on this privilege of hosting this or sponsoring this Dr. KVT Award, because his dental surgery, MSR dental surgery, was the previous sponsors. Thanks, Dr. Ravi. As a sponsor, we have taken a conscious decision not to get involved in the choice of awardees or the choice of the chief guest for this function. And I just would like to know the date, that's all. Okay. So, but I have observed keenly, because as long as Dr. KVT was there, I didn't know what criteria he has in mind before finalizing the candidate. I understand that the committee will go and give a list of 2 or 3 people, and he'll choose one of them. But my own internalization of seeing all these awardees, I realized that probably 2 of the things foremost in his mind before choosing these awardees was, the good doctors, the very good doctors are in demand. And more patients would like to see them. And then how do you restrict your practice if you're in private practice? Either you increase your consultation charges, or if you're a surgeon, increase your operating, because your time is limited anyway. But one of the attributes, 2 attributes I realized, Dr. KVT has not spoken to me about this, I am not just internalizing this. If you're a good doctor, your service has to reach a larger section of the society, including the underprivileged and including those who cannot afford for our expertise. That was one of the, I think, fundamental attribute with which consciously he chose this awardees. The second one I realized was, and again, if you are, because I'm in private practice, I will talk more about that. If you're in practice of clinical medicine, many times the top surgeons in particular would like to keep the art of surgery to themselves, right? Not passing on the techniques or knowledge that they gained over the years to the next generation of young doctors. I remember during my internship days, how hard it was to get scrubbed for a complex surgical case. And then many times the senior surgeons would not like us to see what they do, the critical step, as if it's a suchmam, they say, right? Particularly one important stitch in the gastrosurgery, right? So that baffled me, right? Because when I went to UK, I realized it is the fundamental duty of any practicing doctor to teach the next generation of doctors. So Dr. KVT is the second attribute, I think, is a medical teacher. Medical teachers for excellence. The doctors who devote the time, first of all the time, and then the broad-mindedness to teach this expertise and skills to the next generation of doctors. So these were the 2 attributes I internalized myself. I realized that. Today, most of you would have gone through the profile of Dr. Rajkumar and Dr. Sridevi. Then, in the introduction, it was mentioned Dr. Rajkumar has won several awards. But I'm not sure how many of you read through the list of publications that he has done. It's mind-boggling. Because as a doctor, particularly in a country like ours, which does not fund or incentivize for the medical research, he has devoted his entire life to the medical research. In spite of being a brilliant clinician, what motivates you at this point of time? He said that in 1994, when he came back, because of his mentor, he told he went to do the research. This is a very, very long haul. And at the end of the day, I mean, most of the doctors we would have known in the bigger private hospitals, there are star doctors, right? Right, they treat VIPs and then they get awards and all. But who recognizes? Does the Indian society or the institutions recognize the people, the clinicians who devote all their time on the research? I think after reading through the profiles today, I will add the third attribute that for healthcare excellence by Rotary Club of Madras will be the doctors, the clinicians who spend a lot of time on medical research. So kudos to Dr. Rajkumar and Dr. Sridevi. See, both of them, the reason why I'm telling this is, when I was applying for the senior resident training in London, in one of the prestigious rotations, the Guy's and St. Thomas rotation, I did very well. I sailed through all the 5 rounds of interview. The 6th table was difficult. And the professor of King's College London, he asked me this question. Yes, Dr. Aravindan, you have done very well. At the end of this higher surgical training in orthopedic surgery, you will become an orthopedic surgeon in one of the good London hospitals with a very, very good private practice. And then you'll own a large suburb house in the London suburb. And your sons will go to the best of the private schools. You'll drive a nice car. The family will have nice holidays. These are all the things you are going to gain for the training that we are going to impart on you. But what you are going to contribute to orthopedic surgery? That was the very probing question he asked me. I couldn't understand what he meant. Then his colleague at the table, he prompted, you are going to gain by this practice of orthopedic surgery, what you are going to contribute back for the advancement of this orthopedic surgery? That was a very, very powerful question. I think both Dr. Rajkumar and Dr. Sridevi have contributed significantly to the practice of art and practice of oncology. See, Dr. Sridevi, my younger brother, Dr. Manivannan, he was a classmate of Dr. Sridevi during the MBBS days. I've got only one question for both of you. You both are in research in the same field, oncology, working in the same institution for more than 30 years. How do you balance your work, life, and family? Thank you. We at the RCME are very proud of you both. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Aravindan. That was really an eye-opener. I now request past President, Rotarian, R.M. Narayanan, to introduce our chief guest, Dr. P.B. Shivaraman, sir.
Thank you very much, Rekha. I take great pleasure in introducing our dynamic chief guest for this evening, the very renowned urologist, Dr. Puliyangudi Balakrishnan Sivaraman. Dr. P.B. Sivaraman is currently the chairman of Chennai Urology and Robotics Institute Hospital, more popularly known as the Curie Hospital, which is a dedicated urology and robotic surgery hospital with the avowed aim of making advanced urological care available at affordable cost to the community. In a very short span of time, Curie has carved a niche for itself and is today a name to reckon with in urology in Chennai, which is considered the Mecca of healthcare. A brilliant conversationalist, Dr. Sivaraman can keep a group spellbound and in splits with his hilarious jokes, mostly drawn from his personal experience as a urologist. He prides himself by saying that the Britishers deemed it fit to vacate India just 5 days after he was born in Tanjore. Dr. Sivaraman relocated to Chennai when he was just 4 and thereafter spent his entire childhood in Chennai with his grandparents since his father was on a transferable job. After his schooling in Hindu Higher Secondary School, he completed his MBBS and MS General Surgery and his specialization in MCH Surgical Urology at Madras Medical College. He went on to complete FRCS from the Royal College of Surgeons in Edinburgh. It is a matter of pride for him that his entire family, including his father and his son, our own Rotarian Dr. Anantha Krishnan, are all distinguished alumni of Madras Medical College. Dr. Sivaraman then trained for 5 years in various urology centers in the UK. He was also consultant urologist at King Khalid Hospital in Saudi Arabia. He had training in cadaver kidney transplantation at the Medical Center and Transplant Laboratory and Polish Academy of Sciences, Warsaw, Poland. He underwent across the blood group transplant training, which was a very big thing at that time, training in Japan at the renowned Tokyo Women's Medical College. But it's perhaps a stint of 7 years as a professor and head of urology department at MMC that he recalls with most satisfaction. He fondly recollects at that point his association with Rotary clubs way back in the late 1980s, when his department was adopted by Rotary and various facilities upgraded, which resulted in his department being considered as the best kept ward and as a model department in the entire hospital. Overcoming the immense challenges faced in those days, I'm talking way back in 1987, he was one of the first surgeons to perform cadaver kidney transplantation in a government institution in India. Indeed, Dr. Sivaraman is credited with nearly 2,000 successful kidney transplants, no mean an achievement at a time when medical facilities were far less than what is available today. Dr. Sivaraman has also created a legacy of having trained, besides several doctors, over 100 urologists who are today leaders in their own right. He is, of course, a recipient of several awards and recognitions. In appreciation of his yeoman's service to poor patients, he was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award in 2002 by the Rotary Club of Madras North. He's been honored with the Doctor of Science by MGR Medical University, Chennai in 2007. Recognizing his contribution as a urology teacher, his students and assistant professors instituted a permanent endowment oration in his honor in the Urological Society of India. The society also conferred upon him the Euro-Tan Gold Medal in 2010. He has served as a president of premier professional bodies in urology in India, such as the Tamil Nadu Pondicherry Urological Society and the Madras Urological Society. He is a life member of the Urological Society of India, has full registration with the General Medical Council of UK. He is a founder member of Cancer of Prostate Endeavours, an organization involved in research and creating awareness in prostate cancer. He is also a member of the Indian Society of Organ Transplantation, a scholar of the Indian National Science Academy, and a member of Eurosphere. He, of course, loves traveling and has visited more than 48 countries. But in his own words, he would like to be known as an empathetic person who's passionate about providing the same good quality of healthcare to the rich as well as to the needy. Friends, this is Dr. P.B. Sivaraman for you.
Thank you, Rotarian R.M. Narayanan. May I request the chief guest, Dr. P.B. Sivaraman, sir, to address the gathering.
Good evening, everybody. I am not very conversant with stage talking except on medical subjects. So I just have some small notes. Respected President and members of the Rotary Club of Madras East and Dr. Aravindan from Kaveri Hospital, today's Dr. KV Thiruvengadam's Healthcare awardees of 22, Dr. Thangarajan Rajkumar and Dr. V. Sridevi. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great pleasure participating in this prestigious function by the Rotary Club of Madras East and the Kaveri Hospital. First of all, I should thank the organizers for having asked me as a chief guest for this prestigious award function. Professor KV Thiruvengadam, Professor of Madras Medical College and Stanley Medical College. I had a brief interaction or being taught by him when I was in the final year MBBS in 1969 in Madras Medical College. He was our professor of medicine. My father, Dr. P.R. Balakrishnan, was the dean of the medical college at that time. They were very close friends. And Professor KVT Award, everybody has told that he is excellent, and there is no words which can express his greatness. He was a teacher par excellence. He was so meticulous in examining patients, complete, methodical, and he will not miss even a single physical findings when he examines a patient. And all the students who learned from him went out to the examination in the university and got passed through flying colors because of his extraordinary teaching abilities. And the patients who have been examined by him will be so happy that the doctor has completely examined me, because many doctors come and see what is your complaint and start putting the glass down and anything there, and then finally start writing the investigations. So the patients feel that the doctor is not very interested in our complaint. Maybe it is not connected to the disease. He will say, my hair falls after 70, and like that. Those things may not be connected with the disease, but still we have to listen to him carefully. So that's what Dr. Singh said. And he was so nice to patient. He was very polite, considerate, respectful, and affectionate to patients, colleagues, and also students. Classla, he will say, "Utkarnga." I thought there is some professor is there. It's a final year student. To him, you will say, "Utkarnga." I mean, I never thought a 22-year-old fellow will be said, "Avanga ponga" by the professor of medicine. He was so considerate and respectful. And the patient, it is a very thoughtful and noble gesture by the Rotary Club of Madras East and Kaveri Hospital to institute this award for the best medical people who have done yeoman service to the poor and needy on his name. Apart from this, Rotary Club of Madras East has done great services. As our president told, that I had a personal experience, as RMN sir told, that when I was a professor of Stanley Medical College, when we used to go to the toilet, the ladies, one lady with a pregnant lady, I was a professor there, she came and just cried to me, "Sir, please come and see the toilet." And I asked all the ladies to come out and took nurses and went there. They're all broken and all in pieces. Because it's a government institution, PW did not have any funds to repair it immediately. I mean, it's a very big institution. You cannot just do small. And then it was so smelly because water was not fully coming, and the water used to come only twice a day, and it is. So I was feeling very sad. So I met one of the Rotary Club presidents as a patient at the time, and I requested him, "Can you help us with it?" He immediately said yes. So we requested the PWD department to help us to do the new toilets, everything. And the Rotary Club arranged a lady to sweep the toilet every 4 hours with sweeping equipment and all the antiseptic equipment, everything paid by the Rotary Club. That is still going on in Madras Medical College in my ward. So the one pregnant lady made me think that how a ladies' toilet is so bad, because nobody enters a ladies' toilet in any government institution. So she was so nice for that person. Afterwards, what happened was I made the TV in each room in the ward, and also pot flowers, actual flowers growing in. And the Rotary Club presented us with bed sheets, because in the general hospital, the central washing area, there will be so many wards mixed, so it will not be so nice. I mean, very difficult to maintain. Sir knows that when he studied for MBBS. But they gave us new bed sheets for urology department, only printed. And then washing also they gave help. So when then ward became so good, in the morning when I went for the rounds, I saw the entire hospital, 6 floors, waiting in the queue to go to the toilet. Then I thought, my patient said, "Sir, I am not able to get fed, sir. At 2 hours I am waiting. Everybody, toilet is full." Then I had to put an iron gate to my ward and lock it until our patients finish. I mean, such was a brilliant work done by Rotary Club to make us even a poor people. So regarding awardees, Thangarajan, Rajkumar, people have talked so much. I just read his publications and other things, and it is mind-boggling, and nobody can match it. So the achievement he has done is so much, and this gentleman is so humble. Johnson Gold Medal he got in MBBS. They say genius 1% and 99% perspiration. He must be having at least 50% genius and 50% perspiration, because only perspiration everybody will do, but not. Johnson Gold Medal means every year all the gold medals the student has to get until the final year. All the medals. And then at the final year, everybody counts the thing, and then whoever has got the maximum medals, he will get the Johnson Gold Medal. It's a prestigious thing. It's going on for 200 years. So this gentleman has got that, and to be very frank, I'm really proud that I am here to introduce him. Mrs. Dr. E. Sridevi, Professor of Department of Surgical Oncology, has got a great academic career and chose to service in Cancer Institute, not to go to some corporate hospital to practice and earn money, but the idea was to help the poor and needy and not worried about the remuneration. That was the thing. And as a family, they have been an inspiration to so many junior doctors in the field of oncology. It is very, very commendable that the husband and wife duo dedicate themselves to this medical profession and they excel in the same thing. My congratulations to you, sir. And to complete, there is nothing big about things. But as he said, there are a lot of professions like auditors, like RMN, and like construction, civil engineers. They are all very good professions because people earn so much. They say, sir, please help me to pay income tax. So the auditors come when the person is very rich and overflowing with money. At the same time, the construction engineers, no, they will come, sir, I earned enough money, so I want a flat to be built. Except the doctors, sir, I have pain here, I have giddiness, I have cancer. Always in sadness only they come and weep. But still, we are very happy that we are relieving their sorrows and pains. And I also tell all my patients why doctor's profession is very noble. See, if you go to a shop and buy a hammam soap, maximum you see is what is the MRP, whether the size is all right, whether the expiry date is all right, and say, thank you, and come and pay the money. You never tell him, sir, you are giving me a hammam soap. My entire family is going to be clean because of the soap. We will all have no disease at all, sir. We will never forget you in my whole life that you gave me. So such things we don't say. But the doctor who operates on an appendix, they say, doctor, you saved my son's life. I will never forget you. After giving money also, they will thank us like this. That is the only profession where they give money as well as thanks. So, I'm not demeaning the other situation. As I told, RMN comes to the picture only when he's a multi-millionaire. Right, so thank you for the opportunity. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Now we know where your son gets his sense of humor from. Thank you. I now request President Rotarian Ramakumar to present the memento to our Chief Guest, Dr. P.B. Shivaraman. I now request President-elect Rotarian Babu Krishnamurthy to render the vote of thanks.
Good evening, friends. It's my privilege to render the formal vote of thanks. First, up front, I think it's time for some gratitude to Dr. KV Thiruvengadam. He's been our honorary member, and he has been such a powerful inspiration for medical professionals, and allowing Rotary Club to use his name to award people in excellence in medicine. So first up, I think we need to remember Dr. KVT and thank him for giving us this honor of using his name to honor medical professionals. Next up, Dr. Rajkumar and Dr. Sridevi, thank you so much for accepting the award and honoring this award further. And we hope your good work will continue to benefit mankind going forward as well. Thank you. And of course, our chief guest, Dr. Sivaraman, thank you so much, sir. We know that you are a person with a touch of humor. That was fantastic. Thank you so much for your kind words. Kaveri Hospital has been a constant partner in this effort. Thank you, Dr. Arvindan, for being a constant support to the Rotary Club and this award year after year. I have a few people I need to thank. P. Ram for doing a wonderful job with his citation. Var for his poetry. Thank you, Var. You somewhere? Yes, thank you, Var. Dr. M.S. Ravi and Sunita for doing full justice for the citation. Thank you. And of course, the introductions by Rotarian Dr. Radhi Malar and Raghu were impeccable. This award also, there's a large committee that's worked behind, so I'm duty-bound to recognize them as well. The mentors for this award were Dr. Ravi Verma and Gurmukh for all their guidance. Community Services Director, Sujata, thank you so much for all your help and support. The jury members, Srini Rao, Var, and Dr. Anant, thank you so much for being there. And of course, the committee comprises of Varun, Vijay, Rajesh, Madhavan, Gautam, Jai Dev. And the evening wouldn't have been complete without the voice of the beautiful lady, Rekha. Thank you so much, and for Crown Plaza and staff. And of course, not forgetting all the Rotarians who have turned up in large numbers, guests and press. Thank you so much for the wonderful evening.
Thank you, Rotarian Babu. I now request a gathering to rise for the national anthem.